All right, you guys, we're live for Boss Babe Week 5. So I think we're a little closer. You all want to wave? Ready? Oh, Yvonne, it's okay. Yvonne's here too. Okay. So we're going to get started. Today's Week 5, and we're going to start off with real quickly inside your Boss Babe notebook. Just open it up. And real quickly, you may have already done this, but at the very first front of your book, your January goals. Remember those?
Yeah.
You need to fill in your January results. So real quickly, yes, we're going to take time because I don't know if you guys have done this. My personal sales for January were blank.
Yeah, it says that on there.
And I earned blank in profit. So my hope is that if you don't know that right off the top of your head, which I know I sold 4,000 and it was like $3. Yeah, and I thought I had my accomplishment sheets, but they're on my pile for I have some more tracking to do, and so I didn't get them into my notebook or my bag tonight. But fill in your total sales for January, what your profit is at the very front of the book. Very front. You like the third page in. All right, and then I completed blank faces and held blank parties. And I would do, if any of you guys have highlighters, pass them around and highlight where it says January results so that stands out on that page. That bugs me because you can't see that. January goals needs to be like bolded, and then here's your results. I held blank career chats in January. Do y'all know your numbers, or y'all just like staring blankly?
I don't know.
It's on a tracking sheet.
And I don't want to mess up my book. I want to make sure.
Okay, y'all, this
I'll
totally
double check.
explains to me why nobody's turning in perfect 12 sheets. I did put a prize this month with our perfect 12 sheet, and so y'all tracking. Oh, you got to know where you're at and what you're doing in order to move. Yes. So we're getting there, but this is a start. All right, I attended blank to the top Tuesday meetings. That would be Girls Night Out. And if you were here for all of them, you can put down 4.
I can do that.
And if you joined us on the video, I guess that's what, yeah, they wouldn't be live, but you watched. So just make a note of that, how many you were actually attended and how many you watched live. And then I checked in with my director, blank a week in January. And I would just kind of do that off the top of your head. Like, what was your thought process of how many times you felt like you were checking in with your director? Do you feel like you were consistent with it? Do you think you did it every day? I mean, that one there we're not necessarily tracking, but just off the top of your head, what would you say that you felt like you checked in with her? All right, and then at the bottom, the wins that you had committed to. I earned my January bracelet. That was the first one. I'm on target to be a star consultant with at least 900 post-sell. Do you guys even know where to look for that? Yes. On InTouch. No. Okay. It's on InTouch, under business tools. And I would highly recommend look that up before you leave tonight so you know exactly what you have in for star. There's no reason. You can either do at a glance and it'll tell you how far you are to star, or you can go in underneath business tools and go down to business reports. And there's a star report in there as well. And then nobody earned a medal. That's about to change. You got to. That is so about to change. All right, so the point of this is not to make you feel defeated, discouraged, down in the dumps. Yeah, it's a business. Black and white, bam, this is what we did. If you wanted to, over to the side, if you wanted to grade yourself on your effort level, you're welcome to give yourself that type of a grade, but that would be for your eyes only, and that would be just so that you have a place to grow from here for the next month. Okay, and so you can either say, okay, this is what I did, I'm okay with it, this is the amount of effort I put in, and these are the results I got, I'm okay with this. Or you can be like, no, I did not put enough effort. I mean, you get to make the decisions here. You're the boss babe. So you got to decide, do I need more efforts? Just how can I work differently? And those are lots of questions that we could ask, and we can even have one-on-one conversations with. For the new month here. All right, so has everybody found enough results to fill in? Because once you have, you're going to flip over to right behind week 6, because this was actually put in a little different order than I would have put it. But if you flip over into your book, like flip over at past week 6 pages, you're going to have your February goals. February goals. New month. Do-overs. Or repeat.
You said go to monthly reports. Never my business.
Business tools. They go down to my business.
Mm-hmm.
And then what are your choices? Because yours, I think, looks a little different than mine.
At a glance production.
Go to at a glance, and it should actually tell you.
That's so little. Okay. Also, Star Consultant quarter today.
Yeah. It should give you the total that you have in.
I have 840, guys.
Woohoo! So that's what you have in, and then you just subtract that from the,
Where do you? 900, not 1800.
yeah, from 1800. February goals. All right, did everybody find February goals?
Where's my average order time? Where's the one number I'm looking for?
What was the Star Consultant? So you have in for this quarter. Seminar Star Consultant, you have in 653 for the quarter.
For the quarter?
Yeah. So that'll go back on that front page.
Well, see right there. I don't know. Is that that's my
January order.
December to the end.
Oh, okay. So it's just January.
Yeah, because your December order, that's
February.
February, since it was last quarter.
Yeah.
So, right here, I would, this is, are you on target? Just put your, what you have at 653. All right, you guys, while you're writing in those numbers and finding that last little bit, y'all, this is one thing I do every beginning of the month. And like I was saying, I have my stash of weekly accomplishment sheets. I do get a loan, and that's on my agenda for tomorrow. I give myself an hour, go to Starbucks, and I do fill in all my tracking stuff from the previous month. See what I did, what I want to focus on for this month, and just get myself, like, I call it my strategic planning. But it's where I actually sit down and log my faces, my sales, what I ordered, and I have a year-long sheet that I filled in on. And then I look at it and I get my 6-month average and just kind of just see where I'm at. And am I going up or am I going backwards? And just give myself time to evaluate. And I know that sounds really weird, but I actually enjoy that time. And when I plan like that and see numbers, that actually gets me excited. Which is probably the complete opposite of the majority of y'all here in the room. Some of y'all get more excited by being with people. When I look at numbers and get to planning like that, that gets me like, whoa, super excited. And then I'm ready to go to people. Because I'm focused. I'm very ready to run because I'm very focused. All right, so before you leave here, we're going to fill in our February. That's our next thing that we're going to do. So go ahead, and you should be on your February page. Set your personal sales goal for February. Faces goal. And I am going to share with you guys that if for some crazy reason you did not hit your 15 faces in January, we're going to let you guys continue on earning your Boss Babe bracelet as long as you have a total of 30 by the end of February.
Ooh, so we're
Okay.
get to make it
So
up.
you can play catch up. Okay. You just have to have 30 hours. So whatever you're short, that's what you need to hit. But I would set your goal higher so that you hit that. And then it's 30 faces and 10 chats, 10 shares. Did
you already write that down?
I have already.
I had my chats for January. I just didn't get my faces.
Okay. I will attend blank weekly meetings in February. And how many times are you going to check with your director? And I would advise y'all to share with your director what you thought you checked in with her and see if that lines up.
Are you gonna remember?
No, because I have an idea of how much I've heard from y'all.
Oh.
And then I'm curious if that matches. Because I know y'all seem
like
to
I'll
think
talk
that
to
y'all
you
are
daily.
bothering me, but it's really funny because y'all aren't.
I think I'm better than that.
Okay, and then check your wins that you're going to commit to for February. February bracelet, being on target for Star, and to be on target for Star technically would be 1,500 wholesale by the end of the month, because then that would give you the 15 days in March to wrap up that last 300. And then earn a medal. And y'all did.
What does this mean? January results.
I
Right here.
should say February.
Oh, that should say February.
Oh,
Sorry, that's
okay,
a
I thought it
typo.
was
Scratch it out.
different.
Scratch it out. That should say February.
I was going over that too, but.
All right, and so while we're here, did see that everybody who gold medals in my unit this month of February, that's 5 agreements. 5 agreements. They can come back for 20 bucks. They can buy a whole starter kit. 5 new agreements. Your name will go into a drawing. I'm going to give away $100 cash. Okay. And then for each person that has their 8 in place and submits DIQ on March 1st, you're going to get a cute little pink Cadillac Kate Spade wallet. But I've got to order myself one.
They are cute.
For submitting DIQ on March 1st.
Very.
Okay, so those promotions are all on the Facebook group. All right, so that took a little longer than what I thought it would. All right, I don't have our poster out here from our the poster with the postcards that we earned. Not that we earned, the things that our Mary Kay money was paying for. Does anybody have? I can't remember if we shared that last week on the video or not. Because like Lauren was sharing how she did get her money for her workout. No, or your money, you use it for something else. For bras. Yeah, for bras. Did anybody else make like a huge step towards anything that was on that, like to share?
I'm not on there, so.
Okay. Okay.
Kickoff.
So with the profits that you guys made, did we just not make enough like to hit it, or did we decide to do other things with our profit?
Other thing.
Okay.
I decided to go to the doctor.
Well, okay, so that's cool if you decided to do other things with your profit, but I would love to hear like what y'all spent your profit on.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that would be really
You
cool.
really do.
I reinvested it back in inventory.
That's what I did.
But are you
I spent it.
There's still some sitting in the bank.
okay. Okay.
But
But you should
I
be
just
still
didn't-
collecting the profits.
Yes.
And so you'll have that this month to pay for Mother's Day out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Mother's Day I was frankly almost covered already.
Okay. So
Kind of like
I wouldn't
residual
say
from
I
last.
wouldn't actually say you reinvested because for what I know you sold and what you ordered, that matches.
Yeah.
So you have profit sitting in your accounts. So we gotta get careful about that, you guys, because what we're thinking in our heads and what we're saying out loud verbally, we want it to be attractive. And it starts
I know,
in
I
here,
went to the doctor.
so that it's being attractive here. So that when it spills over into your career chats, into your facials, it's attractive. Does that make sense?
I paid rent.
Okay. I mean, your Mary Kay paid for your rent. That's huge.
It is.
And the fact that even your Mary Kay paid for a doctor's appointment.
I know that. I
Who
did
was
not
it just
budget.
recently? I heard about all the cash that had to come out of their pocket for medicine.
Yeah.
It was Lauren. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that's huge to a family that doesn't have great insurance.
Totally out of my pocket. It was from our HSA, which my company gives, but it's
Right.
supposed to last 6 months and it's all gone.
Right. So the fact that your Mary Kay money can pay for your prescriptions, that's a start.
And it always excites me. My Mary Kay money paid for a career conference ticket too.
Yeah. There you go. For your conference that you're going to.
Yeah.
So we need to be crystal clear. You guys are making profits. Whether or not.
That's part of mine still is. It's going for career conference. It's like
Right.
I'm for sure.
Yeah, and then you pay
That
cash
was
for
the
your
agreement
conference,
with-
you guys. That's
I had to
huge.
get paid
That's
for it
huge.
this time.
What did yours go for, Yvonne?
Back into my bill, putting into my pit because I was,
Because you had actually
Yeah.
taken extra profit
um,
in December.
yeah, I went to New
Because you
York,
went to
yeah.
New York. So yeah, and so that's cool as long as I mean you don't need to explain that to somebody on the outside, like, hey, my Mary Kay profits the past 2 months helped us with our trip to New York in
Yeah.
December.
Because it's so easy to say, I'm just not making any money.
Right, but we are making money.
We are
The choices
making
that we're
money.
making with our money. Okay, I just wanted to get clear on that. We do need to talk about it, and we do need to have specific things. So like here for February, I hear a lot of y'all saying like Mother's Day out, career conference. Anything else anybody's working towards for February with their profits?
I have a ton of things,
Okay,
but I'm a little behind because I was not on task earlier. I
so you're still working on numbers.
yes, I'm so
Okay.
sorry. I would
That's
really
okay.
like to share. Actually, I had it right here
And I'll share what
because I have my goal sheet. I even drew little pictures. You guys
Okay.
have, but I wish I could hold it up. I have too much going on here.
You need help with that for you?
No, I'm good. Okay. I want a housekeeper.
Uh-huh.
I'm rendezvousing in Phoenix with my BFF for a weekend in April, and I'm stoked. And I bought the plane ticket already, so now I have to pay for it.
Oh.
Like it already came out of our account, and I was like, I promise I'll get it back in there.
Yeah.
I have decided that the bill that I'm covering is our phone bill,
Yay!
so I have that on there.
Okay.
I've also already paid for Jazzercise with Melissa this month.
Yay!
So we're also
Awesome.
covering that. I also put extra career conference cash on there just to have a little petty cash. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll make that or not, but I still have March if I need to.
Right, you still have a couple of
So,
summers, right?
and then I put workout clothes again because I ended up buying Ross instead. I still like something. I think I might check out your store.
Yeah. I have some cute black ones.
Yeah, but now that I'm back at Jazzercise in the cold weather, I need some more. I really don't have any leggings that I wear.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Awesome.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
So of
Good
course
girl,
I'm
filling out your little
But
go
I wanna
sheet.
instead of
No, I really
ties,
spend that
spend
time
the
on
next
these
tires
things.
for colors.
Oh, cool.
About $600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For what?
Tires.
Just set a tires for my
Oh,
car.
I spent my own money.
Anisha, what are you doing with your profit? Paying off my dog's surgery.
Oh.
She's a demon. I don't know. She like maybe not a demon, but she has had 2 emergency surgeries in the past 4 months, and she's 2.
Oh,
wow. Like killing me. So yeah, that's what that's going
There
to.
is doggy insurance.
Is there?
Yeah.
really?
Mhm.
Yeah, there's pet insurance.
I know,
Yes.
and she was on a plan, and I took her off of it right before her first one.
no.
Actually, there's one that will cover you and pets.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Care
Really?
Oh,
Care Credit will do you and
wow.
pets.
I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, insurance
Hopefully
for
she's
Gina.
done for a little while.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, well, I'll share what I paid this with of mine. I just got graduation.
Yay!
Whoa. And then I have left our gratuities for our cruise and cash for the cruise.
That's awesome.
Family tree.
Like that, it's a family. We're taking the family on a cruise over spring break. And so we gotta have some cash for when we get off the boat in Mexico. So gotta have a little bit of money. That's
Can't
fine.
go and buy something.
Well, I know, you gotta have some souvenirs, and my kids, I always bring them back snow globes, like when I go to different places for leadership, so I'm sure they'll have snow globes from Mexico, they have those.
I'm sure
So,
they
yeah.
will.
Yeah.
I'm
Alrighty,
sure.
so let's dive into tonight's topic, in week 5, it's all about communicating. What y'all think about communicating?
Oh, it's important.
It's huge.
Yeah, it really is.
Huge.
I'm lost.
Alright, I'm looking for one more thing. So how do you guys, just with the questions that were prompted in week 5, did it get anything, I mean, what were kind of some thoughts that kind of got going?
Are you talking about the first, how her mentor?
Let me
How,
grab my
how do you think about them communicate with her mentor, leader?
Yeah, and I know it kind of did those specific areas, but just overall, like what kind of communicator do you think you are?
Oh. Well, I think I'm good, but what do you think?
It doesn't matter what
What?
do you think? I mean, and what are just some thoughts about communicating, like with our business and just, I mean, yes, those are different aspects with your team members, your leader, her team members, and I was even kind of thinking that should have been on there were like your people that you facial, like your prospective new customers and prospective new team members. So,
What about my team members? Oh, her team members, I communicate.
just some thoughts on
Every morning.
communication.
I communicate, probably communicate too much. I should be doing bookings instead of communicating with my team members. And Shelly, mentor.
Did anybody like write down, I mean, this wasn't on your face, like write down any kind of definitions of communication or what were some good traits to communicate? I don't know, just.
I think sharing and not holding back, like sometimes whenever you communicate, you don't tend to say everything that you're really needing to say. So then you kind of like, I just think sharing more means more with communication because it's real communication, because you're letting it
You're being
out, you're being real. Right. And then that way that person that you're communicating with or those persons, like in our group and stuff, we're able to connect more and able to help out more if it needs be because you're sharing more.
Yeah.
That goes along with what I was gonna say. I found myself writing the word transparent on all of them
Okay.
and like genuine, sincere, be real.
Be real when you're communicating. Yeah, but how many times do we we want to be nice?
Yeah.
Or we're afraid if we tell too much or everything.
Yeah.
Would you say that there are times that you don't need to tell everything, or
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
or are there always times that when you communication is always telling, or could communication be other?
I wrote on team members to communicate with questions.
Yeah.
To coach. It's not
Yeah.
to get to know her and want to know what she wants and what she needs and what her goals are and listen and
Yeah.
Listening is,
Ask how much they want me
listening
to.
is part of communication.
Yay! Definitely.
And also to ask them how often they want to, because, I always see the superstar in my team members, especially when they've been a superstar and then pulling back. And so I have to fully watch that. So I'm still going, no, we're having this, we're having that. And then they're like, this will be
So you're on a kind of a different level of where they are.
Yeah,
So,
and then I'm like, oh, well, just how often do you want me to text you? I mean, I have to do that because I'm a thinker, and so I'm like, oh, they think I'm not checking.
and they haven't even thought that thought.
No, they're busy because their cat fell out the window and their
Right.
mother-in-law,
They're busy with life.
needs
Busy
it,
with life. Yeah.
whatever.
When I looked at this topic, I was like, golly, there's just so many ways you could go with communicating.
Oh, yeah.
And so I did pull up, and I thought this was a really good, to kind of hold it all together. And then it's also going to take us into the DISC. And so we are going to talk about it, and then we're going to take our quizzes tonight. So we're going to get a good view of that. But let's go through the 7 things good communicators always do. And your boss babe notebook, you should be able to flip it over. Yeah, there's kind of the blank side over here.
Okay.
And you guys kind of hit on some of these already, so that's pretty cool. Already got a head start. But communicating is easy, but communicating well takes skill. This is the 7 yet. Thinking beyond basic language rules and facilitating effective, positive exchanges of information is something not everyone can do. Fortunately, good communication habits come with regular practice. So if you know what it takes to sharpen your skills, you can probably communicate like all the great orators and writers or leaders. I didn't know there. All right, so number 1 is to get personal. I told Yvonne hit that one. But get personal. Most of the time, people don't care about what you're saying unless you're saying something that they find valuable on a personal level. So you've got to connect with them. And we can't always connect with them until we find out what's important to them. Yeah. And the personal level doesn't have to be deep. It just has to be a connection. And I have to say, you guys, that the more facials and the more parties you do, the more you don't have to worry about the how-to of the party, and you can connect with the people. And I have to say, I actually enjoy that now. I can truly say, I like to hang out with people. I've learned to just chill out at a party. I mean, I actually had set up the whole table. One of them just sat down in the chair and was just chatting with the hostess for, 20 years because people didn't get there on time. And so, I was okay with it. I wasn't trying to figure out, what's that out? Or what? Just sat down and enjoyed her and listened to her. Let her talk. She felt like $1 million. I'm going to listen to her for 20 minutes. I definitely know a lot about her now. And so, but that's cool. I mean, you can, and even when they go around the table to introduce themselves, and they say something, and you can make a connection with them. And so, but I don't think you can really get into that until you've done it so often that the party part feels natural, or you're not hung up on that part. Does that make sense? Because I remember, just doesn't always go oh my gosh, do I have this step right, or can I get the beginning right? And then I was like, oh no, did I? Then you're worried about the steps of the product. And now, I did one party, and we didn't even
Kelly, we did something totally out of order. We forgot something. I had to go back and get it. And so, but it was fine. Nobody enjoyed it. All right, so number one, get personal. Number two, represent facts. Inaccurate information is worthless. So if you're not sure about something you're saying, either don't say it or at least admit that you're not sure about it. Just owning up that I think or this might be. Sometimes we can get carried away with a conversation and begin spewing out random things we've heard, but know that they may or may not be true. And so that would not be good communicating. And it just discredits you. And so it's really funny. I've learned to be silent. Like I always think of the example with my husband. Like my husband, he's a high D personality. I'm a pretty D. Like I like to talk my way too. We can hit heads big time. But I just learned to be silent, and it's like not worth it. And I've like elbowed the kids and tried to tell them, y'all, that's not worth it. Just let them think it's right. Or you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like with your children, you pick your battles. I think sometimes when our communication with people, even though you know they might be wrong, it's right. Is it really?
Is it always right?
Is it right? There's not. So there's more. Like I guess the agenda to me is more about the relationship than who's right or wrong. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
And that's hard. And let me tell you, like watching my teenagers, no, but he's not right. And I'm like, it's not that big of a deal.
You're not gonna win.
It's
anyway.
the trash, or you know what I mean? It's something menial that's not even. So that's what made me think of that. I don't know. There could be more to that. Basically, when you're talking, just make sure it's. And if you're communicating, that's right. Facts. Yes. Number three, be specific. Yeah, be specific. Good communicators cut to the chase and understand the value of brevity. You may love to talk, but that doesn't mean others want to hear it. If you have something to say, say it. Ambiguity and superfluous words are likely to bore people and discredit you, causing your message to get lost in a cloud of noise.
That's me.
Good communicators always respect people's time and choose simple, straightforward words.
I'm too detailed. I think that's maybe what it means. So don't go into details.
Well, and I've got something to share about that here in just a minute.
Oh, okay.
So, number 4, ask questions. And y'all got that one earlier, especially with the team members. And it's funny that y'all would say with the team members. Who was the first person on the paper? Your mentor. Do you ever ask your mentor questions?
I do.
Come on, yeah.
Like, what are your goals?
Usually all I
You did.
Yeah.
You did that day. I had an answer.
Yeah, I did. You're shocked though. You're like, what?
You caught me, but I was on it. Okay, well, who was the third group? I put my book down.
Team members prospects.
Prospects. Oh, prospects. Yeah. Did y'all write that questions? Like working with prospects.
Get to know them is what I put my. That's like.
Yeah, and one of the upcoming trainings I want to do is I have a I don't know if we'll be able to use the whole form or have one printed off and have it as our tool when we do career chats. And it's cool. It's just questions. I think so many times at career sharing appointments when we go have coffee, we just talk and spew information and just, oh my gosh, you make a great meeting, blah, 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 blah. And we just use statements all over them. Yeah. And so asking questions. All right, number 5, ask for clarification. While it's necessary to make sure others understand your own points, good communication also requires you to understand their points. Let me make sure I understand what you're saying. You're telling me that you would like to do 2 payments. We'll do half today, and then we'll do half on your next payday, which is such and such date. That's the first idea, or the first example that pops out of my head. Let me make sure I'm understanding you correctly. You get paid on Friday, February the 9th, so we can put your agreement on that day. But just re-clarifying
so that you're on the same page and you don't leave thinking one thing and they leave thinking another thing. Yeah. The same way you think the information you share is important, your conversation partner likely believes the same and would love for you to truly comprehend what they're saying. Furthermore, understanding their message is vital to responding appropriately. Many people are afraid to ask for clarification for fear of offending the other person, but the fear is unneeded. Everyone comes from a different background, so everyone associates different words, phrases, and even body language with different meanings. If you aren't sure what someone means, ask for clarification. Simply asking, what do you mean? It's not only a good way to better understand, it's also a great vehicle for moving conversations forward. Let me just think of a better way. Oh, be curious. Be curious. That's not one of the points, but that's what makes when I talk about asking for clarification, be curious. There's nothing wrong with I'm curious, girl. Like, would this work? Or I'm curious, could we do something like this? I've done this before. There's nothing wrong. I don't think anybody would ever be offended by you being curious about something. This is another way to ask a question. All right, number 6 is to listen. And I think y'all said that one, didn't you? Mm-hmm. A big part of communicating well is responding appropriately to what someone else communicates. This requires knowing how to actively listen and making every effort to understand what they're telling you. If you don't listen and then respond, and then you respond inappropriately, that can make people feel unimportant. I'll tell you, the best people that you can practice that on is your family. And one of the things I came back from my the coaching school I went to back in October was just making sure you're looking at them in the eye. And even with your children, like when they come in the door, I found that so dang hard. Yeah. Because like when Alec comes in the door, he's got homework, I'm like trying to get him to do homework so I can get stuff done because it takes so long to do homework. And I get very bored. But having to like stop and look him in the eye, that he responds so much more positively. That's like kind of even part of this, I would say, love language. But respond just listening, but listening with your eyes, not just listening with your ears. So and it's hard. And I've heard, I never met her, but Mary Kay was a pro with that. Did you meet Mary Kay? Okay.
I did.
Oh, did you ever like stop with her, like hand in hand with her?
Mm-hmm. But I wasn't a consultant when I met her.
Well, but even when you spoke with her, like, did she look at just you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
and she, yes,
Yeah.
and she will look
Close.
Yeah, right eye close.
Right, I know. So like you were like sucked into her space.
It's very, very, yeah, I can remember it, just like,
Maybe kind of intimidating a little bit.
like, I don't know, she's just very, very soft spoken too.
Yeah.
So you have to listen. My mother told me that.
Yeah.
My mother told me once, don't.
Yell.
Well, it wasn't that I was yelling. Yeah, don't
I was a first year school.
yell at the
Did y'all do
kids.
that?
If you talk softly, then they're very.
Yeah, you get softer and they get quieter.
No, when I was a brand new teacher, I yelled. And they didn't listen.
It could be total chaos, and they still don't listen. You know, but if you talk softly, then they stop, and they're like, "Who's this thing?"
Right. They start asking each other. All right, and then the last one, number 7, is read body language. Listening with your eyes is just, listening with your eyes is just as helpful as listening with your ears. By looking for nonverbal cues, you can more readily ascertain how someone is receiving your message and then adapt accordingly. And I have to say, I feel like I'm pretty good at this. I don't know. I'm very intuitive and very, like Melissa, I was getting on her. I was getting on to you.
I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, yep, you were
I had a
right.
conference thing on Skype last night, and her picture was just like super still. And so I messaged her and said, "Hey, girl, is that a picture or is that you?"
I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about the boxer message.
I'm very intuitive just about just the way people.
And you asked us what we were looking at. Yvonne and I both kept turning around tonight. And
Yeah.
said, "What were y'all looking at?" Or y'all kept the kids, and we're
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I
"No."
can tell when people are bored and they're not wanting to listen to me and they're not having a conversation.
We weren't bored.
Well, I know.
We were
No, but just
We were
like,
being
like
distracted.
student meeting, I'm very into and just working with other directors. Not everybody's like that, and it's okay. We all have our different things that we're good at, and that's just something that I feel like I've been gifted with, and I can like tell when my kids come in and they're acting a certain way. It's really funny. Lance will react to them. I say, and I'll leave him alone. And usually by the time I get him alone, and there's something going on. And so, but body language. I mean, I guess that's what I kind of read up on. Or I don't read up on, but I do pay attention to. I am a people watcher. Yes, I am a people watcher. But here's furrowed brows, for example, can indicate that the other person is trying to understand your point, but not fully succeeding. If you notice, you can facilitate good communication by asking if there's something you can clarify. But that's kind of funny though, one example. But I mean, just I don't know, just body languages. Even at a party, if somebody looks bored or like they're I don't know, I'll engage them and get them to do something so that I pull them back into the group. But just and that takes. I mean, that just, I guess, takes practice too. And just, but be aware of people's body language. Because that's a big way people can communicate. They don't even realize it. I think
That's huge, like when we do leads.
Yes. Yes.
So like we experienced that on Friday night.
Oh my gosh.
And like you're good at that too, because like when we go and people won't even make eye contact with you, like it's not worth trying to get them to
let them go.
come over. Yeah, just you know,
just
and
or
the or the opposite of that. We were literally packing up and ready to leave. Like I had gotten a pizza, all of our stuff was like in the back, and this lady came in. She was just like, "What's your daughter?" Like, looking, you know. And so we went ahead and pulled a slip out and let her go in. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, that's still and that's a very good point because when you're out, especially in the public, you do want to be aware of people's body language and respond accordingly so that they have a good impression whether they do anything with Mary Kay or not. That they know those are Mary Kay girls, they have a great impression of Mary Kay. And that's what I always kind of think too, especially in a public setting, is that I want my body language and my actions, whether or not I get anywhere with the business today, at least people will know that the Mary Kay girls are sharp, they're honest, they're friendly, they're smiley, they stand out. And I even when I walked in to talk to do you remember what I said to Mr. George? Yeah, how I told him we were better than the hostesses.
Yes.
Which we are. Yeah.
I've been over there.
Yeah, so we are better than the hostesses. And I want them to know that Mary Kay. I want them to roll their eyes and go like, I don't know if Mary Kay girls back in the
See, I didn't like they put me by the bathroom. You know where the bathroom is over there?
Milford?
Yeah.
Well, there's
got one to
now.
the side there, and
There's one
I
on the
wanted
side
to
of
be
the
out in
front.
the foyer thing before they came in, because I was like, it's kind of, you know, I mean, I got a few names, but it was like weird.
Okay, so
That was a weird spot.
Well, we worked well with
We- we did.
Yeah, she was great.
yeah, if you can get a pattern going with the
In fact, she came
Yeah.
over to us before we even got to her and said, "So how does this work? Like, what should I be doing?"
Yeah,
What-
I-
And she was 17. She turned 18 March 1st, so I got her number.
All right, so let me give you guys a way to incorporate questions. So this was really good, and then we're going to go into the DIS theme. So when a guest asks you a question, or let's say at a skincare party, they ask out, like I don't know if any of y'all play the ticket game at your parties. And somebody goes, "Oh, how do you look at those cards?" Does anybody ever ask y'all that question? Or even here at the meeting, y'all heard guests ask, "Well, how do you move up?" Or "How do you do blah blah blah?" in Mary Kay? Okay. So this is a great way to lead right into the personality types that you can return that question with. Well, hold on, first of all. When somebody asks that question, like, "Well, how do you earn a car, Mary Kay?" What's your initial response back? Question. Okay. And where do you go with that?
I want to tell them how.
You would like spew back what?
I usually just say it's a combination of bringing people into the company and selling the product, but everybody has to start with a start kit.
And so you gave a statement.
I gave a statement, yeah, but I try to make it simple.
And what about, have we ever had the incidents where somebody's coming here to meetings and they're like, question, well, how, like a guest introduces herself. "Hey, yeah, I'm a mom of 4 kiddos and I work at blah, 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 8 to 5, and I could never do something like this." Have y'all ever heard, like, what's like a response that would come back to that from somebody? What would y'all say? Or even if you're sitting at a
That's just
coffee.
the kind of person we're looking for.
Okay.
A busy person.
I've heard like you were saying to Yvonne earlier about was like, well, if I could show you how you could fit this in,
Okay.
would you be willing to?
And that's a what?
The question is,
Yeah, and I'm still learning this. I mean, we just we're constantly like learning and getting better. But normally our first response is just a statement, like, "Oh, well, this is how you do it. This is you can do Mary Kay, so you can be home with your kids." You know, we would just spew something out really fast, like a broad statement, and we have to really, really be careful with stuff like that because we could totally, like, what if this mom of 3 that works full time doesn't want to be home with her kids?
There are people that don't.
There are people that don't want to be home with their kids, or maybe she's struggling with wanting to be home, and now you just threw this out, and so now you just made her
Mommy
feel
guilt.
mommy guilt major to the
Yeah.
right. So we've got to be very just when I heard that today, it was actually from a training with Leah today. I was just like, oh my gosh, how many times we just spewed something back out because that's the Mary Kay answer. You know, and we never, and that just shuts down the wall of communication. Like, you've lost her. Am I over? Am I done?
I don't know why the 8 o'clock. It's the 8 o'clock hour.
So here is your question back. Anytime somebody asks you a broad question like, how do you earn a car in Mary Kay, or how do you get started in Mary Kay? So this is your question back. Well, that you can even say, well, that's a great question.
how would you like?
Do you want a brief overview? Or would you want a little bit more information on a brief overview? Or do you want all the details?
Wow.
So I was thinking at my party when the girls asked one of those questions, and I just started, like what you did, started giving her information.
Yeah.
And I should have said, well, girl, do you want the brief overview of that? Or would you like a little bit more than an overview? Or do you want all the details?
Yeah, so that tells me the personality.
Bam! Bam! Yeah, isn't that good? Hopefully a lot.
What's the second?
Yeah, would you want a brief overview, a little bit more than a brief overview, or do you want all the details? Now, if they want a brief overview, next to that question, they're going to be a D or an I.
I don't understand.
We're about to go over it, just a D or I.
Do you want a brief one?
Do you want a brief overview, a little bit more than an overview, or do you want all the details? What?
Oh, I'm just laughing because I'm like, oh, give me all the details. I want the sheet with all the check boxes and all that.
Okay,
I know.
you see, like when you give all the details to a D, they're rolling their eyes.
I know.
And they're done.
Sometimes I find myself when I'm texting, I'm like, Dana, what are you doing? Nobody asked that question.
I've actually done that with mine. I can be pretty detailed, and I'm like, he doesn't need to know all that, and I'll just give the answer. Okay, so the one a brief overview would be a D or I, put that next to that. If they want a little bit more info than an overview, they could potentially be like a C-ish, and it does be an S personality.
A little bit more, yes.
Yeah, And then that last one, they want all the details, it's probably going to be a C personality. So now, before we go any further, we're going to take the little quiz, and I bet you just did yours recently.
Actually, I didn't take it.
Oh, you did?
And you know what? I'm really glad. If you have any extras, can I have one? Because I actually like threw away all my extra copies at the end, and I didn't scan it in, and I don't have it. But that's the one I gave my.
So this right here, real quickly, we're going to have to do this in about 5 minutes, which we should be fine. But that's the point. You do want to do it very quickly.
Yeah, don't think about it.
Yes. Yeah, don't think about it. So you're going to go across in each row. So I would actually take another sheet of paper like this.
Yes.
Bam, like that. Okay, so
That
this is
makes
like
my
sheet of
eyes
paper.
feel better.
And then you have 4 words. You pick the one that best, your first choice is the best one. Select only one word in each horizontal row. And so that's the one you X.
The simplest quiz.
Yeah, there it is. And put your
I
name
wonder
at
what
the
I
top.
am.
Put your name at the top of this and put today's date. Yeah.
It's gonna change.
Well, it will change. Oh, yes, yes.
Changes the cycle.
Yeah, as you grow
For some
and
people.
mature, it changes.
Today's the day.
And I'll post this, I'll scan this in and post it.
I
so
feel
that-
like I'm biased against myself here. I wish it was a little less obvious.
You say put the date. Our name.
Yeah, but today,
So this is about
2/6/18. Just clear your head,
Each
just
row.
in each line.
Can you read the directions out loud?
No, we don't need to read this. Just pick one. Pick up, persuasive, inspiring, steady, or humble. Pick up the one that best describes you and check it.
Oh.
Do you have any extras? Or just an extra piece of something?
Yeah, here.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I'm trying to do this and balance.
Do y'all want music in the background or is it better with it quiet?
I'm thinking too much. right
Yeah, whatever you want to.
Okay, I'll hit the music button.
Much.
Oh, we're good.
Oh man, I want to begin.
It's hard.
How come I'm
It's
not-
hard.
The
First
first
one,
one,
you think
but
there
this
are
is,
more than one.
you gotta pick the top one.
What's that word?
Like a whistle.
Oh, okay.
If you watching our video can just forward this.
Not sure how long it'll take, but just forward.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, just go down to how many check marks in this column, and there's a total. This number in this column, add them up. You made it.
No, it was more. I want to get back to where you've been before. Where I've been before.
Yeah, no, just, yeah, I'm gonna say,
Oh, are you gonna take this from us though?
No, this is yours. It's
Oh,
yours.
she brought it. Okay.
Yeah, she had
okay.
an extra paper to keep it as a cover. Going down.
I'm gonna go home, redo this, and highlight the ones that I want to.
No, keep the same one, and then highlight the words that you want to become.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna get a highlighter too.
And that's
Go
why
for
I had
each
you put,
one,
that's
and
why I had
then
you put the date
highlight
on it.
the one that I want
So
to.
it'll be cool. Take it again this time next year.
There's
It was weird when one of my colleagues took it that I'm pretty close to, and I on her like shirt, like I knew what she was, and it was not at all what she made herself.
Yeah.
People can wear masks.
Well, and sometimes people, yeah.
But I
they
feel like her and
interpret-
I really, really well. So I'm wondering actually if the mask was what she said.
like what she wants you to portray her.
Yes, what she sees herself as instead of what I see her. Like what she saw herself as was just very different than what I see her. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like what she, maybe she marked what she wants people to see her as. She
Yeah.
really is. This is hard. I can't decide.
All right, are y'all down to the end? You're adding up your columns? Can't talk unless you got your column added.
Okay, I think I might actually be surprised by this.
Well, what's cool, you guys, is as your roles change and life happens, those can cause different parts of your personality to come out. I'm totally different than when I started, but then I kind of reverted back. It's like I changed, went back, and yeah, it's just dynamics of your home life and what's going on. Like, are you working full time? Are you not working full time? Are you a student? Are you the breadwinner? Are you there's just so many factors that can come in and make different parts of your personality go up or down. Pretty wild. And at Mary Kay, as we're growing into a leader, we do want to become all of these. And the point of that, you guys, is so that you can mesh with everybody that you come into contact with, and so that when you are at a party and you're connecting with people, the more you understand this and you can figure out pretty quickly what they are, then you can communicate more on that style, and they connect with you. And then you're connected to them. They love you. And so it's really cool. And so a lot of people think I'm an I person. I mean, I'll look at all the I's in here. We're talking about I's, and I'm not an I. I mean, I can be an I kind of have fun with it, but that's not my, like, by nature, I guess you could say. Okay, so the first column here, you have, let's do this before I tell you what they are. Who had the first column with the most numbers? Nobody?
Is that
That's
sad?
a close second, which is surprising to
I
me.
should have done mine. I'm gonna go home and do mine. All right, who had the second column with the most?
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Me and you.
We're
We're-
surprised.
We're what is it called?
We are soulmates.
Soulmates on Facebook, and all it says is.
Okay, who had the third column the highest? Nobody?
I can't believe that's
That's
my lowest. I
Holy
can't believe
cow,
next
no
to
S's in
it.
here? Okay, and was that the last one? Oh my gosh, have I been doing everything wrong with
Oh
like
my
reading
gosh.
and writing and
What is it?
I think it's like, oh my gosh, that's messed up. All right,
what would you probably do?
yeah, right, that really surprises me. I really thought you guys would have had more S's.
I thought I would too, but not. But you know, I don't know. This one quiz to me is kind of.
It's my second.
What is DISC?
Yeah. All right, so across the top of your columns here, this is a D.
D?
D. Or you can put it down here, put a big letter D.
Mhm.
It just stands for, it can be a lot of different words, but the main one is it stands for dominance or dominant. Controlling. Would be a D.
Can you give us some good words like dominant and controlling those sounds?
The G, I am going to give you some better words. All right, the next one is the I. Just put dominant for D. I is the second column. That stands for influencing.
Oh, you're kidding. Really?
No, influencer. Influencing. Influencing is an I. Okay, the third column stands for S. Steadiness.
Mm. I was supposed to say that one.
Yeah. Or like supporting, steady and supporting would be an S. And then the last one would be a C. Cautious.
Oh my gosh.
I prefer the word conscious.
You know what? I have 1 point. Cautious.
Or
What?
Lauren's word was conscientious. Or you could also use, it's not a C word, but it's analyzing. An analyzer. Like,
My
Oh
two,
gosh,
my
I am
second is
analyzing.
tied.
Oh.
Okay, like it was, my seconds were a D
That's
and
just
an
how
S.
it was
They were
today.
both 7.
Did she say
All right, so let me give you a couple things once you've got those written down. The D and the I are more outgoing personalities.
The D and
D
the
and I are
I.
more outgoing. The S and C are more introverted. And believe it or not, y'all, when I very first started Mary Kay, I was all up in my S and C. That's all I had. I'm like, anybody can pull out of that? No, but S and C are more introverted.
Spelled introverted.
Intro, I-N-T-R-O, introvert, B-E-R-T, introvert. Okay.
That's what I was, and that's why I loved going to Mary Kay stuff, because they were having so much fun.
That was
And I
me.
wanted to have
That was
fun,
me.
but I didn't know how
It drew
to.
me, and that's actually what attracted me to my husband. My husband was, when I met him, he was the life of the party. Everybody knew him from the town, everywhere you go, so they would know him. I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. And so, yeah. So I was S and C. Because I was an S and C, I do remember also going, and you know, I tell you guys the story sometimes that I would watch a skincare class and I would pull out the things I liked from somebody else. So I was watching a high I personality skincare class. And everything that made the people laugh, I wrote down. And so then I took those funny things and incorporated those in my boring, correct skincare class. In order for people to have fun. Okay, so here, let me give you guys a couple of some extra words. If you want to flip your paper over the back and jot this down, but here, let's talk about the D's first. And the key, like we're saying, is you want to have all of them. And I do have to say, too, to move up into leadership in Mary Kay, the D does have to come up. Because you have to get results.
I'm excited because I used to have
halfway there.
and I got way more D this time than I did last time. So yay! Watch out, world!
Yeah, so the D does have to come up, okay, you guys? But the D is just, they have strong points of view, they like their own way, they're decisive.
That's me. Too,
You
though.
know, the other funny
Well,
thing.
it could be,
Say those
it
things
could
again.
be in you, like it could be just more buried underneath the other stuff. They like their own way, they're decisive, very strong points of view. They are more results oriented, like what? Like what needs to be done? What can I do?
First thing you said, starting with an S.
Strong point of view.
Oh, strong point of view.
They don't like people wasting their time.
Yeah, if you're a high I to Joe, they can go like that.
They do like to be in charge. They're very goal oriented. They like to win.
Yeah.
That would be a bond tonight. No, that's cute though. They like to be time efficient. It was, what was Lance doing today? And I just walked off. I was like, can we just do something without having to be efficient? Oh, I wanted lettuce in my taco salad because I ate my taco salad on the way here. And so he eats all that iceberg lettuce. I'm like, there's no nutrition
What's
in
the
that.
point?
Exactly. And so he was chopping up my romaine lettuce, which was supposed to be green leafy lettuce, but he got the wrong lettuce. He eats the whole thing. He cuts the whole, he just needed the part for me. That it was all efficient. Like, we had it like,
And they probably all looked exactly.
done. And I was just like, I had to walk out.
Say, thanks for cutting my
It was-
lettuce.
yes, done very efficiently and all correct. Oh,
Tell him he's not supposed to cut lettuce, he's supposed to.
shred it. Yeah, we shred it. Okay, so anyway, that's a little bit about a D. I mean, we could spend a lot more, you guys. I'm just kind of just briefly hitting these. But their results are, they need things quick and fast. So that's why on that question, would you like a brief overview? If he's gonna be like, yeah, just give me the points. They just want it quick and fast. Okay. All right, the I person, Melody. They get excited. Their question, like the D's question was what? What do I need to do? What needs to be done? The I's question is who? Who's gonna be there? Who? I'm just like, who cares? That's me. I don't care if so-and-so's gonna be there. It's all about who. Let's see here. What I's dislike is wasting time with too many facts. They sell their ideas. They're going to sell you on it. They get excited. They show emotion. They like to be measured by like applause, feedback, recognition. They also move quickly. The D's and I's move quickly. They're faster paced people, whereas the S's and C's can be a little bit more slower pace. Oh, this is funny. I do have I in me. They rely heavily on hunches, intuition, and feelings. So there's some of that intuition down in me. So in order for an I to be like effective and like moving and growing, inspire them to bigger and better accomplishments. And for the D, for them to be effective, allow them freedom to do things their own way. I just love how to do something.
Okay, this is how to.
Do I? I'm a lot like the D. We all have all of these. You have all of them. All right, the S. They like positive attention. They like to be helpful and be regarded warmly. They tend to ask the question, why? Rejections. This is what they don't like: being rejected, treated impersonally, uncaring, and unfeeling attitudes. And if I remember correctly, I don't remember the numbers, but I think the highest percentage out of all of these in the world is S's.
What are they just like?
They just like being rejected, treated impersonally, uncaring. And if they are treated that way, they will become silent and withdraw. They become introspective.
Oh, that's my sister.
That's mean.
So the best way to deal with an S is to be supportive and show that you care. They like to be measured by friends and relationships.
Can you say the best way again?
Be supportive and show that you care.
That's my sister. That's what I have to do to her.
Yeah. And this is to make them feel most effective. You care, provide details, specific plans, and activities to be accomplished.
That's what love language I am.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Words of affirmation.
So they must be allowed to relax, feel, care, and know that you care. I forgot that this not that much like emotion.
To relax and what?
Relax, care, and know that you care. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know which sister I'm talking about, don't you?
No, it's not
It's okay.
choice.
Once you go through this, you go out of here and you start labeling everybody.
Yeah.
All right, and then the last one, the C's, they seek a lot of data. They ask questions. They behave methodically and systematically. And they ask the question, how? How? H-O-W, how? This is Alec. Alec drives me insane. How do I do this? How does this work? I'm like, Alec, if I wanted to know how that worked, I would have become next. I was like, how about you use Google and we'll find out how that works. And he drives me
Google it. That's what I
crazy.
say all the
He
time.
wants to know how and everything. I'm like, I don't care, it just works.
He's gonna be your engineer.
Well, I don't know. It sounds like he needs to be the engineer, and Drew, I don't know what Drew needs to be.
Yeah, swimmer.
Drew doesn't care how.
Laid back, fish.
Exactly. Okay, so what C's dislike is making an error or being unprepared.
No C's.
Yeah, they don't like spontaneity. You don't know about you, does it?
I've missed out a lot on
Yeah.
the C.
I guess like, you mean like if you put me on the spot right now and ask me to like stand up and talk about something, I'd be okay with that.
Okay, that's not too
But
That's
I
why
would be like prepping it in my head though.
Yeah.
Like I would immediately start like rehearsing in my head, what am I gonna say out loud? Yeah.
Okay,
In fact, I even do that before I leave a Voxer message. I think about what I'm going to
I
say.
do too.
before
I do too.
Okay.
Because I've got C&Me too. Yeah, I do that too.
And even then, I still ramble and rant.
So
I like it too.
I miss those stuff.
But it is systematic. Systematic ramble.
Makes sense here.
Ramble,
All right,
reading.
so these like to be measured by activity, and business will lead to results.
Measure by what?
They like to be measured by activity, and business will lead to results. They make decisions at their own pace, not cornered or pressured.
So I told them that, don't push me, don't push me.
All right, so they hate to make an error, be wrong, or get caught without enough information. And so to make them effective, they need a track to follow. Very like systematic track to follow. And sometimes they want to know the whole track before they ever start. And I'm like, no, you just need your car lights in front. That's all you need to see, and then keep moving. Okay, so all right, so that was just like a brief overview. You guys could probably, I mean, I have more information. I have like a whole file folder. We could do skits. We could go into like recruiting aspects. I mean, there's so much you could go into this. But what I would start here is now that you know, oh, I have this chart. You can just take this chart with you.
Oh,
Sorry.
So that's what you were just reading us?
I was just pulling.
I know,
I was just
because I
pulling.
didn't get all that.
Yeah, I was just pulling bits and pieces.
I didn't see that. So.
And so I would, now that you've got yourself labeled, and you know, remember there's no like, there's no right or wrong. It just helps us better understand what makes people tick so that we can better communicate, be better communicators. And so I would definitely try this week as you're like going about your week, maybe analyze like your significant other, they are, without giving them the test.
Oh man.
And just, you know, you just observe what they do and how they act and how they respond. Now you got your little chart and see if you can maybe figure out what they are. Maybe even your recruiter, or even maybe somebody on your team. And just, you know, just see if you can pick one or two people this week and just be aware and see if you can figure out what maybe their top personality traits are. Okay? And that's where you start to practice so that when you do your personal appointments and different things, you get better at it. Okay? But now with that question that we asked, would you like a brief overview? That would be which personality style? D or I. Yeah, D or I. Or would you like a little bit more than a brief overview, or would you want all the details?
Yeah, I read everything before I signed up.
Yeah, so a little bit more would be S, and then all the details would be C.
But that's going to give you an immediate, like into their personality style and how to best communicate with them. Whether it's you sit down and you prepare to give them all the details, or just to give them a brief overview and be done. Then ask them, what do you want to do? You ready to sign up? That's a D. Just ask the question.
What's an I?
Fun. Everybody's
I
around.
know, but that's me. I'm an I, so.
You probably have
A
the
D
biggest
and I
info.
would be a brief overview because we can't hold your attention long enough. You get bored with the facts.
So that's not ADD, that's just being an I.
Yeah.
I hate the word ADD.
I do too.
Overused.
I did too.
All we have to do is
That
go to the
principals that
restaurant
tell me
and
I was
sit
ADD
All
over
right, let me
and
get homework and then I'll turn off the camera
made a bad.
and we'll do announcements. All right, so we're going to continue building on the homework because things should be becoming habits by now. So even though the list may get longer, because there's 5 this week, there are things that you're already doing. So you'd be like, oh, already got that. Oh, already got that. All right.
Good, I can catch up.
So number 1 is your weekly plan sheet. And it's funny, I think only one of y'all, I remember, actually snapped a picture and boxed it to me.
You want that by like Sunday?
Oh, I don't care.
Oh.
I just send it in because you get a
So that's why I was
copy.
wondering how much y'all think they'll actually communicate with me. So, and the point of that, you guys, is not so that I don't go in there and analyze. In fact, I barely overview look at it. That's not the point of it. Y'all know what the point of that is?
Did we do
Get
it?
us to
Do
do
we
it.
do it?
Yeah, it's accountability.
Did we
Yes.
check? Did we check?
Yeah.
Well, I kind of did it, but I just didn't send a picture to.
It's accountability.
Yeah,
That's all
okay.
it is. That's all it is. I'm not being nosy. Really. Are you know what I mean? As far as what you have on your plate.
You don't have time to look at our plans.
Like, we're trying to work on our plan. 2, weekly accomplishment sheet.
Where are you right now? Are you?
Giving us
No, I just, you can write it wherever you need to write it
Oh,
for
I'm
you.
supposed to be writing this down. I thought it was in our book.
No, man.
I'm like looking
Whatever you
for
write.
it. Where is my homework?
Number 3, I did write this down, the DISC personality quiz, to box me a picture of yours. So do like snap a picture and box it to me.
Right.
I do want to look at that. You can do it now, or you can do it later. But I would like to see what y'all second, thirds, and just where y'all numbered as far as on your D and on the different ones. Number 4 is complete week 6 questions. And then number 5 is to stay at 5+ bookings.
I'm having too much.
Or is what?
Okay, number 1, weekly plan. Box Shelly a pic. When in doubt, just snap a pic. Number 2, weekly accomplishment. 3, your DISC personality quiz that you just took. Snap a picture and send it to me. Send it to your director. Send it to Melissa. Or you can send it to me. Number 4, complete week 6 questions. And number 5 is to be at 5 bookings and stay at 5. Do not fall below 5. Alrighty. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.
Wish you were here.